Hey, they might could do it better. I ain't tripping off all that shit.
Alright, what's going on, man? What's going on, man? How you doing today, bro?
What up, man? Feel good, blessed, happy to be here.
Cool. Hey, you had a long flight? You came from Dallas, Texas, right?
Yeah. It wasn't too bad. It was a 6 a.m. flight. It was early. It wasn't too bad though. It was straight.
I feel it. So how you feel about them Cowboys?
Oh man, I don't know, man. It's an emotional roller coaster with the Cowboys, man. But I'm a diehard fan forever.
Cool, man. So let's get right into it. You've been in the industry now for like 18 years, right?
20 years. 20 years strong, man. Started when I was 10.
Cool. So when did you like really pick up your buzz?
When I got to EDM, I started to see the difference and how to move in the industry. And then I transferred over to hip hop maybe about 3 months ago, and then that's when everything really started to pop off for me.
Cool. So before you got into the hip hop world, you took over the EDM world, and EDM is for like electronic music.
Oh yeah, EDM is crazy, man. It's a different type of level of fans. EDM is huge, man. I'm still in the EDM space. I'm just attacking both worlds right now, falling in love with hip hop all over again.
Cool. So getting into you being a black male. Yeah. Getting into electronic music, what is the differences?
The people overseas, EDM is real big overseas, so the people overseas kind of drawn to Americans or the black community a lot different than the United States is. So it's pretty easy for me to get into that space of EDM. You know, the Little Johns and the DJ Snakes and a lot of the people that's mixed with the black ethnicity. But it's been for the most part it's kind of been a easy route for me.
Cool. So with the electronic music that you was making, this is basically like crunk music.
Yes, it's different levels to it, but it's basically just music that makes you feel a certain way. It's feel good music, but it also gets you excited. It's definitely crunk and it's definitely high energy.
Cool. So what made you want to get into that type of music? Being a young black male, you know, most black males want to just trap rap. What made you want to do that type of music? Did it bring in a bigger bag, or what was it?
I started off hip hop. Hip hop just wasn't working for me. I was advised by a mentor of mine to switch over to EDM, which at that time was called K-pop. And then when I switched over, everything took off. I started doing millions of views on YouTube. I started touring and then I stayed with it for a while.
Cool. So let's talk about you being an independent artist. How long you been independent?
20 years.
20 years.
Yeah.
So being independent, and it look like for what it look like you've been successful with it. What are some pros and cons to being independent?
Independent, the pros is you own all your rights. You make the decisions. You control what you do. The cons would be you don't get the Rolodex of a label. You know, try to knock down doors that, you know, for the most part aren't able to be knocked down. So, I mean, with a label, things will move a lot faster. As an independent artist, you kind of got to figure it out.
Cool. So, you're a vet in this game, this rap game, you know what I'm saying? So, what do you feel about the new culture of music today?
I like it. You know, I'm from the area. I'm from the era of Nas and Tupac, Jay-Z. But I like the new movement that these kids got. It's fun, you know. It's high energy. It's you know, it's not about. I can't say it's not about drugs, but it's not about, you know, killing. It's not so hard. It's more bubbly, colorful. So I don't think it's a bad thing. But I do miss my era of hip hop.
Cool.
Nas, Tupac, Biggie. You know, I do miss that era.
Cool. So, coming from that type of era, let's just call it the 90s era. Yeah. The 90s era, and now we in the era of the 2000s. How do you adapt as an artist into this new era?
It's almost like either adapt or you starve. You know, you either find a way to be creative and stay relevant, or you end up working a job for the rest of your life. I don't think nothing's wrong with adapting to the new age. And then when you get to a certain level, then you hit them with that real hip hop with the things you want to talk about. But you got to captivate that audience first, and get a real core fan base to listen to you and fall in love with you.
Cool. So I know you're not a part of a label, but you're independent. But I know you have people around you to help with artist development.
Oh.
So how did you develop as an artist, and what type of speed and what type of trials and tribulations you went through?
I'm still developing. This new sound that Camzu has, I only had it for about 2 months. So I'm still every day I'm developing, growing, learning more. Just this round on ATIC, while I'm in Atlanta, I know I'm gonna learn so much more about the music industry. So, I mean, developing never stops. You know, even Jay-Z's still developing now. You know, you can tell by the concerts he's putting on now. I mean, there's levels, and he's always taking this game to another level.
Cool. That's wonderful. So why do you feel like a lot of people come to the city of Atlanta to get music advice, music influence? Like, why do you feel like that? Do you feel like now because the South we just got the buzz now, or what is it?
Atlanta's a music capital for the urban, the urban community. Atlanta's the capital, If you want to be an actor or you want to be a pop star, you go to LA, If you want to be a certain thing, you go to New York. Atlanta's just that hub, and it's in the middle of everything. It's the music capital of the world right now, and there's so many hot artists coming from Atlanta. So many big name A&Rs that live here, so many record labels that's housed here. So I would say because Atlanta's the music capital of the United States.
Cool. So you look like a very mature, successful guy. Take us to the time when you had an incident, a health situation, and you woke up in the hospital. You were saying you woke up, you had tools coming out of you. How did that make you feel, and what exactly happened to you that day?
I woke up the Thursday. I felt normal. I did my normal meetings. I went to my meetings, did my radio interviews. By that night, I started to feel a little cramp in my stomach, so I went to the hospital to see what was going on, and it turns out that my appendix erupted. My appendix busted. So, being that close to death is an eye opener. It makes you focus. You're grateful to still have life. You're grateful to still be able to do what you love and move forward. And I've been out the hospital maybe 2 weeks now. I'm already back doing shows. I'm back on the road. I was supposed to come to Atlanta 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
But that happened. But I'm here now, and making the best of it. But you can't. When you love something, you can't give it up. You can't quit. Fight through that. The things or the hurdles that you're gonna have to jump. But it was tough, man. Being in that situation and being helpless, it's never fun, But God puts you through certain things, for certain reasons, and you just got to deal with it.
Cool. So how do you use that experience, and how do you use that as motivation to push your music and your independent career even more? Like, is it like a different kind of fire you have now?
Oh yeah, most definitely. Just being that close to death, knowing that I had literally minutes, to get into the surgery room and get surgery. Them rushed me back to the in the back of the hospital to operate on me was just, it opens your eyes, because tomorrow's not promised. So you got to act now, or you might never get the chance to do it.
Cool. So being in the industry for 20 plus years, and it come a time when you start making your money, you making decent dollars. What type of investments have you made to keep yourself relevant financially?
I'm investing into precious metals, oil, gas. I'm investing so many things. I invest myself into different artists that I feel that's going to be great artists. I'm investing into real estate. I can go all day. Just being a mogul is the key. Invest in a lot of different things, and hope 2 or 3 of them stick.
Cool. I read your bio, and it said that you shared the stage with like guys like Drake, and that's the main. Yeah. That's the main name.
Yeah.
So being on stage with a guy like Drake and just seeing how he move and watching his success, how do you use that in your life, in your music career?
Oh man, these people. Like I said, it's levels, man. These people they learned and they learn how to captivate a crowd, how to keep the attention of an audience, how to keep people in, you know, when people fall in love with you. You know, the Americans' attention span is very short, and being able to stay relevant that long, you know, being able to see somebody who's been doing it 8, 9 years on a mainstream level, being able to do a tour and it still sells out, is impressive. So you can't have nothing but respect and learn from, you know, the greats, people who do good in life.
Cool. So I don't know if you have experienced this yet, but have you had any altercation with any other artists that's on your level that was public, or how do you deal with those type of situations?
Me, I'm a real conservative guy. I mean, it's hard to, I don't ever get mad. It's real hard to make me upset. A lot of times I don't pay attention to it if there is any type of beef or tension between me and another artist. But for the most part, I haven't been challenged with that issue. I haven't met anybody that wasn't cool or I didn't respect their craft. So I guess that's a to be continued question because I haven't dealt with it.
Yeah, I mean, because you know, the night, like we talked about generations, you know, the 2000s generation, you know, you got trolls, you don't get online and talk your shit. So, you know, I know you've been in the game for 20 years, you're not used to that. So back to you being in the game for 20 years and you being you know, a vet. In this generation, you know, it's cool, it's more cooler to do the drugs than be the person to sell the drugs. And you seen all this transpire in your face. So why do you feel like it's more cool to take drugs and sell drugs now in this generation?
I think it's a lifestyle that people try to create or live. It's a feeling that people go after, and it's also a trend. Everybody can't sell drugs, but everybody can do them. You know what I'm saying? You might not have the mental capacity to go out and sell whatever it is that you need to, you know, a hustler would sell, but you can try drugs at a party by somebody giving it to you, popping it. So I think people made it a trend to be a drug addict, so to say. You know, smoking's not cool, but people smoke. You know, drinking's never cool, but you know, people drink. You know, people chase feelings, people chase happiness, people chase a quick fix, and that's just how people are. I don't think it's a cool trend, but you know, you really can't change much.
Cool.
Until you reach another level in your career, I guess.
Yeah, understandable. So I see you have, you know, almost 500,000 followers on Instagram. How did you build your following up, and where's your fans coming from?
It's a worldwide fan base. I just touching the fans when I do shows. I like to touch them. I like to, you know, get in the crowds. I like to hug them, take pictures with them, just building a core audience. And when you got one fan telling their friends about you, then you got one person that put 3 people on you, then you got 10,000 people who done told 2 people, now you got 20,000 people that know you. And it's just a trend that keeps going. But it takes us back to where it's just being able to captivate and grab your audience and let them feel the love that you really have for them.
Cool. Has it ever been a time where in your music career you felt like things wasn't going as fast as you wanted to go and you felt like you wanted to quit?
Oh, that's all the time. I feel like that right now. You know, I feel like I have a big record. You know, it's on a lot of the radio stations. It's reacting. It's doing good. But I just wish that it moved a little faster, which is moving faster. But you know, every artist wish. You know, I wish I could go get a Grammy. You know, so I'm always in that mode of I wish it could go a little faster.
Cool. All right, being in the industry so long, and you know, going through trials and tribulations, how do rappers or artists really make their money?
Oh man, the music business is so lucrative for any age, especially for the kids. Starting off will be your show money. Find your way, you know, to start getting bookings, whether it's $500 a show. You know, do deals with clubs where you can sell tickets. Like, give me your club for a night. Let me invite all my friends to buy $10 tickets, and you get, 50 people inside for $10, you just made, 500. So that would be the first step, and then the second step would be your streaming. The streaming platform is so strong, it's able to make money. Then you got endorsements. When you get a song that gets to a certain level, you got companies like Sprite, Dr. Pepper, Nike, Adidas, different water companies. All these different companies pay artists to put their music in their commercials, movie films, and then you also got Google AdSense with your YouTube. You can monetize your account. A lot of young kids make a lot of money monetizing their platforms. If you really want to, find out all the ways to make money, you can Google it, and it'll tell you hundreds of ways that people make money in this type of industry. But it's very lucrative, and it's wide open. Even though there's a lot of competition, but it's a wide open market.
Cool. So let's talk about this single you have out now, Pressure. Where you get the name from? That's the album.
That's the album.
Oh,
My
I'm
single's
sorry.
Run It Up.
Run It Up. Run It Up. That's good.
It's off the album No Pressure.
That's
No Pressure's out right now. It's doing real good. It did the first week. It did 800,000 streams, so we're real excited about that. Run It Up is a big record. That's the single off the album. Run It Up is, everywhere. They play it on all the radio stations, all the clubs. I'm excited to see what it's gonna do. It's a new record, so it's moving pretty fast. So hopefully, in the next 3 months, we'll be talking about top 5, top 10
billboards.
Yes, sir.
On your 6ix9ine flow, huh?
Oh, trying to get there.
Yeah,
Trying to get there.
I feel it. So how many streams you said you had again?
How many what?
Streams you said you had again?
On the album we did 800,000.
So when you do 800,000, when does the money come in? How does that work?
Oh, it comes in. That is the money.
Yeah.
So the more streams you get, the more you get paid.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's immediate. Every month you get a check.
Cool. That sounds so good. Like I know a lot of people wish they had that going on.
Oh yeah.
Cool. So I know you watch the news. You look like you're aware. This matter of fact, actually, it happened in Texas. How do you feel about that situation where that female cop walked in? Said she walked into the wrong apartment and killed someone, killed the black man, and then when they search, they said that he had weed in his apartment.
Yeah.
So how do you feel about police officers killing the black community off?
I think it's terrible, unfair, unforgiving situation. I feel like, life is something precious and shouldn't be taken by any man. Police, a random thug, whatever. I think life is too precious. I think what happened in Dallas, it could have been a situation where they knew each other, and we just don't know all the details. I just think it's a messed up situation for him and his family. To wake up one morning and to know that your son's gone from a lack of care. I just think it's weird how you can just pop in somebody's apartment and think that it's the wrong apartment. It's just a weird, funny situation. But the black community is a target, and I feel like that should be more the reason why we should stick together and help elevate each other, because we are powerful as a whole.
Cool. So how do you think your music can elevate the black community?
My campaign is basically built off love. If you do any research on me, I give. I'm always giving.
Did you give like 10,000, 15,000 to the school?
I gave 100,000 to a homeless guy.
Yeah.
I gave 10,000 to a few schools. And not just about giving money, giving my time, being able to go speak to kids, let them know that, it is an opportunity, it is a chance, it is a way, that's my whole campaign is giving back. And then in my music I talk about, goals that one should try to achieve, like yachts, private flights. I talk about things like that, traveling, to different countries that's bigger than what our eyes can see in the United States, or what, I try to give them my experience through my music so they can live and see the vision that I get to see every day.
Cool. it was something powerful you said when you were just talking about how you gave $100,000 away to a homeless guy. So growing up in life, and I don't know if you grew up in poverty, I don't know how you grew up, but let's just say you grew up in poverty. Let's say you growing up broke, dreaming about $100,000, then years later, you're in a position to get somebody $100,000. Like, explain to me what type of feeling that is, emotionally, physically, like what kind of feeling is that?
It's a blessing. It feels, I'm trying to get the right word. The feeling is, I want to say peaceful. I know that's a weird word, but I feel at peace when I know that I've changed somebody else's life, and then he went and he bought out a hotel and put I think 12, 15 more people, homeless guys, into a hotel.
Yeah.
You know, and he spread the love and he kept it moving. You know, it's just a beautiful feeling to know that, you know, one step gets to two steps. You know, I help somebody, you help somebody, and then, you know, all of a sudden we got 1,000 people helping people. That's 2,000 people that, I mean, and the numbers just add up, and it keeps going and it keeps going. So, you know, it's all about just starting the movement, you know, starting to change people's lives and help people to be great. Yeah.
Cool, man. Well, you know, we in hot Atlanta with it. It's real hot out here.
Boy.
You know what I'm saying? I don't want to burn my ass, you know what I'm saying, though, man. But we finna be out here. Anything you want to say before we leave?
Stay focused, stay positive, enjoy your process. It doesn't happen overnight. And do your research. Google should be your best friend on whatever you do. Google should be your best friend. If you don't take anything from this interview, take that. Google should be your best friend in anything that you do in life. Ask away.
Cool. And for the up-and-coming artists that's gonna watch this interview, hey, hold your wrist up to the camera. You see that right there? Hold that.
Oh yeah.
All it is hard work, dedication, and you can get that, man.
Oh yeah, sure.
You know what I'm saying?
That's an AP, $172,000 watch.
Yeah. You know, and we did this Richard Fake TV, man. We out.
We out.
Yeah.